Hey folks, you remember a while back I told you about this Fender basement head that I'm restoring. What I've done today is I've just, obviously I've just finished my Philco 461201, so I'm working on some other stuff and getting closed out. And you'll see that I replaced the front grill cloth on this thing, and this is the one that was there. And the reason why I replaced it obviously is because, first of all, it's brown and disgusting. But there's also a cigarette hole in it. So someone was at a gig having a grand old time and put their cigarette against it. So I've replaced it with a similar grill cloth. It's blue and silver. This one is, if you look under where the logo was, it's really more dark blue and silver, but this will be just fine. And you can see that that looks really, really sweet. I also put a new handle on it. The handle that was there was a little rusty and that kind of thing. And it's a genuine Fender replacement. I've also put new corner protectors on it and new feet. Alright, so those are all rusty. And you can see here that they have the original brackets to connect it to the Fender cabinet. So I'm going to leave those on, that's authentic. And then next thing I'm doing is working on the actual amp itself. And I'll show you that in an upcoming video. I'm not going to do a restore, step by step on that either, but that'll be in the next Smish Smash video. So that's this. That's where we are. So the cabinet's in relatively good shape, and when I mount the amp back in here, there's metal brackets that come right here, and that's what holds it in. Alright, that's it for this one. Let's see what else we got. What we have here is a Zenith K731, and it has a chassis that's 7M07. It's an AM/FM tube radio. Picked it up off eBay for a really good price, and I went through it today and had a few problems with it that I corrected. The electrolytics are still good. I tested them all, so I didn't swap those out. But there were a few problems. There's an oval speaker here, and they have like a piezo tweeter here that wasn't working. So I was able to get that working. And this thing has some really nice sound.
For each other. It was a beautiful thing to watch.
Has some nice bass response too. Has some really nice bass response. So I did that today and got this all polished up. $10 for an AM/FM radio. Not a bad deal. Really nothing remarkable inside to show you. It's a typical tube amp radio, and that'll be something that I use for myself. Nothing fancy to do on this one. It works well. That's it for this one. Let's see what else we got. Alright, I took the chassis out of the original Philco 461201 model 121. This is the older original version that I showed you in my wrap-up of my series. I want to point out something here interesting. So this diffuser plate does have the same burn mark, but not as bad. And you'll notice that they have screws holding it in, where in the other one they had a spring clip. So that's different. You'll notice that the speaker is an oval speaker, and you'll notice the radio plays, but I don't think that speaker is original. And let me show you why. Let me turn this down. It looks like at some point the output transformer on this thing went bad, and someone took an old speaker right here, cut it, and is using the coil and the transformer here to get the sound to work here. I looked at the documentation, and that's not part of the part of the chassis. So someone did a patch job on this thing. I don't know if it's the factory or if it was a technician later on. So I'm going to have to see about keeping that in there or replacing it. It seems to work, so I'll probably just leave it alone. But it's interesting. This is an old speaker, right? Someone just did a slice job on it. So it seems to work. As far as the rest of the chassis goes, it's almost the same. I'm going to just flip it over and show you the bottom. Be right back. Now you'll notice here there's considerably less under this chassis than there was on the Model 130 or the Code 130. Looks like someone put an orange drop in there at some point. I have to assume that's a .02. If I remember the schematic, that has to do with the turntable, so I haven't tested that yet. And it looks like Someone put a really big cap in there. I'm not sure what that thing is. I don't think it's mica. It's supposed to be an electrolytic. It's 0.25. So I'm not sure what that... No, that's actually supposed to be... That's not electrolytic. It's non-polarized. I don't know what that big thing is, though. That'll come out. And then I've got all the original electrolytics in here. Right? All the Sprague stuff. And I've got these two. But as you heard, the radio works, and it's got very little hum. So this stuff is still working marginally. And you'll see here they have a gimmick wrapped around that cap, and it goes to ground. And that's just to cut down on hum and noise. And you know, the last thing is this plug. Let me flip this up right. Here we go. So I've got this plug here. I don't know if this is original or not. It seems to be. This is how they're connecting the speaker. If I look at the wires that come out of this thing, it only goes to the speaker. So it looks like they reused the plug from some other unit and kind of whipped that thing up. And the speaker has disconnectable wires, which tells me right away it's not original. Those usually would be soldered. So someone was in here a long time ago. Take a look at that. There's the spider of the speaker. They just kind of left that in there. And a little bit of history on this thing. But that's good. So the loop antenna completely fell off of the back of the cabinet. So that actually helps me when I'm working on this thing. I don't have to have that cabinet on the bench. And I'll just put this in a piece of cardboard or something to protect it. And the radio plays. Interesting.
Reportedly, no matter what happens, we're focused on our clients who are focused on people that
Anyway,
are either
that's it for this.
retired or within a few years.
You know, just for giggles, I ohmed out the speaker. It's a 4-ohm speaker, and I plugged this one and it works. So someone definitely converted this thing. So I think I'm going to leave it the way it is. I can maybe upgrade the speaker and put something a little better in there. We'll see. See you later. This is Ron.